Hi everybody, it's Mike Andrew once again providing a short video with practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. As you know by now, practical to me is the way to go, taking the complex and making it simple and be practical with your thoughts and with your action steps. I want to talk about something that I see all the time, and I'm guilty of it, by the way. I've been guilty of it for many years. It's been a habit that I find there are certain times I break this habit really well, and I want to show you how I break this habit. It's the tendency that many people have to talk too much, not to get to the point. They may have a brilliant point, but 5 minutes later, they're still talking about their point. And we only have a certain attention span, and we lose the point of what they're trying to say. We lose the message. And I found out many years ago that I had that tendency. People would ask my opinion, and before I gave the opinion, I'd give them the whole context, and I could see them going like this. Come on, you know. And eventually someone gave me feedback, and that always stuck with me. Now, I'm still guilty of it, but I have a tip on how I get rid of that tendency, which I found to be very, very effective, very impactful, and can be influential. So some examples, I remember we used to have these monthly meetings in a company from years ago, and we'd be discussing issues, and we'd go around the table, and these are all senior people, and they would have brilliant, brilliant viewpoints. But 5 or 7 minutes later, they're still talking about their viewpoint, and you sort of forget what is their key opinion. I found that what I did was I would always have 3 bullet points. So when it came my turn, I would say, I have 3 things to say about this. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. I was done in 15 seconds. And people would say, how do you do that? Well, I just wrote down my bullets. I made an effort to be succinct because I have a habit of not being succinct, like some of these videos probably. So in different meetings that I go to, I have to be prepared with my quick viewpoint. Mike, what do you think? Here's what I think. Boom, boom, boom. Usually 3, 4 bullet points. And I found it to be very, very effective. But it's a deliberate effort to write down my bullet points and be clear. Now, if they want information, I can do that. In a previous company, I was an advisor to a few boards. And I remember, I would have to do a yearly evaluation of how effective is the board. How effective is the board operating? And it required a lot of work, interviews, online questions, synthesizing it, putting it all together, big thick of paperwork. But in the end, when I presented to the board about my key findings, 3 bullets. 1 slide, 3 bullets. Now, I had a lot of backup, but 1 slide, 3 bullets. They loved it. It worked really, really well. I remember in my MBA program from years ago, I took a labor law class, and the person teaching the class was a lawyer. And he said, every week you're going to have a case study. And what I want in that case study is 1 page. And I want your answer, your point of view on the very first sentence. And that's what I did. My first sentence was my viewpoint, and the rest of the page, no more than 1 page, I backed it up. So if we make the effort, we can actually do it. We can actually, and it's more effective and it's high impact. It works for me, and I just want to share that with you because I do find that there's so many people, brilliant people, that have great views. We had one guy that in this old company, he was the best I ever saw at his first sentence. His first sentence was amazing. It captured people's attention. It drew us in. But then he would go on and on and on and on, and 7 minutes later, I'm like, what is he talking about? He lost us. And what was even worse is he had a tendency during that 7-minute or 8-minute, he would say something that would really get our boss angry. So it made it even worse. I used to tell him, I don't want to say his name, I used to tell him, your opening lines are brilliant. You capture us. You bring us all in. Stop. Stop after that line. If we want more information, people will ask you. But then you go on and you lose people. And what's worse, you always end up saying something that gets the boss angry. So that's my tip for those of you that feel like you may have a tendency to go on and not be succinct. Be prepared with those 2, 3, 4 bullet points. Right to the point. It will capture people's attention. you'll see the impact. You'll see a greater ability to influence. And if they want more, you can give more detail if they want. That's my insight for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.